Off my lawn! Hello, hello. Welcome to live coverage of the top 8 of the Old Cranky Man Collectibles Canadian Highlander Qualifier. We started with 24 players today, and we are down to just 8. In the feature match area right now is your 1 seed, Travis Wilcoxon, versus Ryan Favour on Red Deck Wins. So Travis has top 8'd, I think, all 4 of these tournaments, and won 2 of them. The only person to have runner-winner victories. My name is Blake Chafa. I'm here in the booth with Cameron Ellis. What's up, Cam?
Hello, it's me, Cameron. This has been a kind of an awkward last few rounds because going into round 3, I think we had 10 or 12 2-1s, and then going into round 4, we had I think we had 6 3-1s.
Yeah, it was a sweat on breakers for a lot of players, and a lot of players didn't have the option to just draw in, right?
Yeah. I believe only I believe it was essentially seed 3 through 5 were the only ones that were able to favorably draw in.
Sure.
And just because so many people had just a win-in chance, there were 6 of us, me and Blake included, in the possibility to draw into the last spot. Ryan got there on the 8th seed because Ryan won 2-1, and me and Luke won our games in 3 instead of 2.
Then that's what it came down to. So these 2 players are already off. You see a Phoenix chick, now a robber of the rich from Ryan.
Travis on a little bit of a slower start.
Yeah, with the Caracas into the Urza saga. Looks like the robber of the rich is going to exile. I can't tell what that card is. So Travis's list has a lot of the same features as a Death and Taxes deck does, but his deck goes a lot bigger and it goes a lot harder.
Yeah. We've seen a lot of the Death and Taxes list move away from the Benevolent Body artifacts, but Travis is still on them. But he is still playing these cards like Thalia, which are very disruptive and very profitable on not only the power toughness.
Yeah, he kind of has the leisure to still get to play Death and Taxes while also kind of adapting to the mid-range soup metagame that's around here.
Yeah, I've always kind of struggled with describing Travis's list just because it is kind of D&T, but it's on more of an aggro slant.
Yeah.
As opposed to...
So Jeremiah, I think, gave the most eloquent description of it in that it is not Death and Taxes, it is just death.
Yeah. Yeah, it's much more aggro.
Is this the new Phoenix from Phyrexia All Will Be One?
Or this is the one from Mother's War, or March of the Machine. Yeah.
March of the Machine, yeah.
2 mana, 2/2, flying haste. I believe if a spell is dealt damage, you can pay a red and return it. Just all upside for Ryan's deck.
Seems really, really good. So Urza Saga going to go up to Chapter 3. Looks like it's going to pull a Soul Ring out of Travis's deck.
Notably, I believe the card exiled is a Cave of the Frost Dragon from Adventures in Forgotten Realms.
Oh, the manland.
Yeah.
The mono white manland.
Which would have been very relevant to Travis because it's either a 3/3 or a 4/3 flying.
It's a 3/4 flying vigilance.
Or 3/4 flying vigilance. Yeah. That kind of just stonewalls Ryan's deck, but Travis was stumbling a little, and not having access to that land is really going to hinder Travis.
Yes. Here's the balance. Do you think maybe he slow played his lands for sure?
I wouldn't.
I did it a couple of times today. So I played Jeskai Dragons, which is a slower control deck. Mm-hmm. There's a couple of times where I didn't make land drops so that I could 3 or 4 for 1 my opponents.
Mm-hmm. Travis also might not even sell Rhoda. Travis might just be playing a low resource game.
Balance is just so good.
Yeah, there's been a number of times today where I kind of wished I boarded into it, but I decided to go more into creatures today.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, Macias the Lunarch.
Yeah, Macias the Lunarch.
This card has done Travis a lot of work. If you did tune into our last quarterly, you got to see me die to this card. Pretty much being a crater hoof.
So yeah, if you get to untap with this card in any sort of board state whatsoever, you kind of just get to go off.
Yeah, like your creatures just get so much benefit from Macias.
Yeah, it's kind of absurd. Here's an Ash Zealot from Ryan. A Strip Mine. Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, that's gonna definitely help Ryan get back in this game.
We are playing a very resource light game here from Travis's side of the field. Let's see. Oh, we got there.
Okay.
Here's 4 mana.
Ranger captain.
It's a Ranger of Eos, so he'll get a search for 2 creatures with converted mana cost 1 or less.
This is also another thing that I really like in Travis's deck is just Travis just has a lot of like utility creatures at one. Like you have Macias, he's boarded into the Benevolent Bodyguard effects, Ballista, and we typically haven't seen Ranger of Eos in a lot of D&T lists just because it's a little clunky.
Mm-hmm.
But I think in Travis's deck especially, it really helps.
Yeah, he's also got stuff like Esper Sentinel and both of the Mother of Runes effects.
Mm-hmm. It hasn't come up yet, but it might soon. I believe Ash Zealot has First Strike, which, granted, Travis does have that access to that in Thalia right now, but this Zealot could really prove to be a pain. But we're just going to see Travis swinging for 3 with Thalia. We can't, unfortunately, see what life totals are, but I'd imagine Ryan is not under a lot of pressure, and I haven't done the quick math in my head, but I think Travis is probably close to 12.
Oh, they're not using it. Hang on, let me go tell them to pull up the companion app.
Yep.
That makes our job a whole lot easier.
You got me riding solo for 10 seconds.
Vamp.
Told to vamp, but there's nothing happening. So, honestly, Travis's deck has been very good in our local meta. D&T has always been a very good deck archetype, but especially just because Travis has boarded more into an aggro strategy, it's really helped, especially Travis's D&T list, work a lot better into just the general direction of a lot of formats have, where everything is just so board-based now.
So, we have the companion app on there now, but you can't see what the life totals are. It looks like Travis is in single digits. So, what did he grab off of the
Benevolent Bodyguard, and I didn't get to see the other one.
Hold on, let me see if I can turn that saturation down on that camera. Maybe we'll be able to tell what's going on.
We're seeing Ryan cast I don't remember this card off the top of my head, but it is the exile a card from Midnight Hunt cycle, where you exile a card, and if somebody plays that, I believe they get shocked.
What?
And it looks like Ryan exiled a creature under there and just swung in for 3. Okay, Travis is at 11 life right now. Excuse me.
Card from it. So it's a 2 mana 2/2.
It's a 3/2, I believe. I remember Ryan being very excited about getting this card in a trade.
Oh, okay. So you exile a card from your own hand.
Or from a graveyard.
From a graveyard. And then whenever they cast a spell that shares a type with that card, it shocks them.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So he exiled a creature under there?
Yes.
So every time every time Travis casts a creature spell, he's going to get shocked.
And I believe Ryan exiled the Ash Salad, or no, it was Rob
Robert
there.
Rich. So Walking Ballista on 2 is going to come down and take care of that card.
And we see Benevolent Bodyguard coming down as well.
So, I mean, Travis is pulling ahead here. Life totals are getting kind of low. Ash Zealot is going to block Thalia, so those will trade in combat. Oh, no,
Yeah.
they will not.
They sure won't. This is the bit of, this is what I was talking about with
Micaeus is insane, man. He's a one-mana guy that comes down, and now he just taps to put counters on everybody. Absurd.
Yeah, and Ryan's just going to scoop it up. It's set in stone there.
We are gonna go to game 2 here. Let these players shuffle this up. We'll be right back. And we're back. The Command Collectibles Twitch channel is now affiliated. You can subscribe using your Amazon Prime account, and you get access to our sweet, sweet emotes. So it looks like Ryan is just going to start with a mountain, and then Travis has Port plus Chrome Mox. He's going to tap down the mountain, pass back. Here is a Hopeful Initiate being taken out by a Wild Slash. That is crazy. We are already on the 3rd turn of the game.
Yeah, they kind of sped up all of Magic.
I think
good ones.
this sort of matchup in particular is one that's just going to go fast no matter what, because
Definitely.
the players do have interaction, but what the interaction they have is very face up.
Yeah.
Their game plan is also very straightforward, so there's not much posturing to be done or card advantage. This seasoned Dungeoneer is just going to run away with this game.
Yeah.
The benefit that Ryan has is he has tons of creatures that have haste.
Yes. I can't see exactly what's in Ryan's hand, but Ryan's gonna have a lot of trouble dealing with Dungeoneer with just 4 toughness.
Yeah. Yep. So let's take a second to talk about the rest of the top 8. So in first we have Travis on mono white. Second place is Josh Knust. He's playing 5-color Kiki Pod. In third place, we have Sean Odeen playing Goblins.
Mono red goblins.
Mono red Goblins. Fourth place is Joe. He's playing Jund Blitz. So Jund Blitz, one of the more interesting decks that we have in the top 8. Like not really a known quantity. It is a bunch of creatures that are undercosted and or have haste.
On upkeep, we're seeing Dungeoneer get 2 counters and swinging it with protection.
Yeah, Ryan didn't have a hasty creature there to take the initiative back, so
That is a Danto Vanguard, I believe. And Travis just put into the graveyard.
there's a Hopeful Initiate and an Eldrazi Displacer.
Ryan is not going to have a fun time.
So in 6th place, we have Shafer. He's playing lands. Sorry, that was 5th place. 6th place, we have Ryan Brown playing Naya Initiative. That is the same deck that he took to the finals of the last championship qualifier. Finals there was a Naya Initiative Mirror, which was taken down by Jacob.
We're seeing the
Earthshaker Kenra.
Yes, Earthshaker Kendra coming down, making it so Benevolent Bodyguard can't block. And Bodyguard was paired with the Dungeoneer, so Ryan can force
Seems pretty
trade right
okay,
here.
right?
Ryan's going to force a trade with Eldrazi Displacer, get the initiative. This is going to help,
Seems
but if Ryan
okay.
just passes here, I don't really see a quick way for Ryan to come back from this.
Yeah, he's going to need a heck of a follow-up. Taking the initiative was step 1, though, right?
Yeah.
And then in 7th place, we have Mitch Keller. He's playing blue-white artifact mid-range. And then
Still shops, still kills.
Exactly. He's playing all of the cranial plating effects.
He actually cut Cranial. He's just on pure blue-white now.
He still has cranial plating.
he
He
still
just
has
can't
cranial?
flash equip it. Yeah,
Okay,
he still
gotcha.
has plating for sure.
We're seeing an Adeline. This might be over.
This mono white aggro deck is just all gas all day long.
Yeah.
No bad cards in it at all. cool. And then in 8th place here, Travis's opponent, Ryan, playing red deck wins. So I see in his hand that is a shock, a Wheel of Fortune. Shock, Wheel of Fortune. Here's a Fire Blast, going to take out the Eldrazi Displacer. You'll sacrifice the Bodyguard.
Oh, okay, seen Bodyguard to get protected. Okay, yeah.
And scooping it up. So Travis will be on to the semifinals. Unfortunately, Ryan had a good run, but his day has now ended. Let me step out of the booth real quick, and I will see if we still have I'm sure we have another quarterfinal match going that we can move in here.
Definitely.
All right, we'll be right back. And we're back. So we saw Travis beat Ryan.
Yes.
And then we saw Sean beat Ryan. Off of camera, Mitch beat Josh. And Joe beat Shafer. So what we have here is mono white aggro, goblins, Jund Blitz, and blue-white artifacts, or affinity. Basically, all of the combo decks are out. I mean, I guess Sean's deck has a combo aspect to it, right?
Sure, yeah.
But the remaining decks are decks that put a whole lot of power onto the battlefield very quickly.
Mm-hmm. And I actually played against Mitch in round 3, where, granted, Mitch drew a fair number of points in both games in a workshop, but this deck is very hard to disrupt traditionally.
Yes, absolutely. He like every card like replaces itself or gives him card advantage.
Yes, and Mitch just doesn't care if you counterspell something. Like,
right.
It just doesn't matter, and this is a problem especially for, idiots like me that like to still play tempo and Delver type of decks, but a lot of your soft counters like Daze and Spell Pierce do nothing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I totally agree. It's a very good like angle at the meta. Mm-hmm. He has a propensity to just be able to unload his entire hand in the first couple of turns of the game, and then be like, "What do you got?"
Yeah.
And then, like, if you get into the mid to late game with him, he has like all of these subtle synergies that start to build up, and like his creatures start to get giant, and he starts to be able to do tricks with equipment and like move them around in between combat. And not only is his deck very, very aggressive, but it's also very, very good at being defensive.
Yeah, and I know it's not like a perfect 1-1 comparison, but like me and Kraft have been really working on Goblin Welder, and like it kind of like both of these decks have a similar kind of way where we can just kind of pivot to, I don't want to just be this type of deck. I can just start playing the long game. Mm-hmm. And like, sure, I cast a turn 3 Kappa Cannoneer, but now it's been 4 turns since I cast it, and it's a 10-10. Mm-hmm. Then you can't block it.
And you can't block it. Here's your 2-turn clock. So it looks like Mitch is going to take a mulligan here. I believe Sean kept 7. I see a Raging Goblin,
and a
Ragavan, a couple of mountains. I believe that's a Goblin War Chief, and I'm not sure what the other card is.
This is about what I'd expect from a Goblin hand, and I believe, and Sean does know what Mitch is playing, and like I think this is also a fine keep.
Yep, totally.
Especially if, like, even if I know what Mitch is playing, but if I don't know, I'd still keep this.
Yeah, we do use a modified play draw rule here, so that is a.
That's right. That is a.
No, it's a Goblin Guide.
Yes, a Goblin Guide.
So Goblin Guide going to reveal Kappa Cannoneer here. Like I was saying, we use a modified play draw rule, so the higher seed gets to choose throughout the course of the top 8. Goblin Guide going to take Mitch down to 18. So At the end of last round, we got to see a game 3 where Sean was a combo deck,
Yes.
and now Sean is going to be an aggro deck in this game. So
Yes.
he has a bunch of two power creatures that cost 1 mana, a whole bunch of creatures that give haste, and then several lords that can also pump these creatures. Granted, Ragavan not a goblin, but definitely an honorary goblin.
Yeah, it's fine. It's like you can say it's just an Ixalan goblin because they're
Because the
monkeys, too.
Ixalan goblins were monkeys.
Yeah.
That is a Black Staff of Waterdeep.
This is a weird one from Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, basically, it's an artifact. You can tap it to turn target non-creature artifact into a 4. Or no,
You can make an artifact a 4/4 creature.
any artifact. So you can turn a 1/1 artifact creature into a 4/4.
Yeah, it's an soul artifact that
Yeah, in soul artifact.
that
That's what
is
I was
also
trying
an
to think of.
artifact.
Yes.
Seeing Sean.
Here is a
Yep.
dashed Ragavan.
I'm just gonna C4.
Yeah, Mitch is starting not super quick. Just with the Black Staff there, like he's playing any number of Moxen, like basically as many Moxen as you can fit in there. He's playing. I believe he's on Mana Crypt or Soul Ring. I don't recall which one it was. One of them though. So he has the ability to just put a whole bunch of permanents onto the battlefield on turn 1.
Definitely. That's either I believe that's a dispatch that we see got exiled
Yes.
from Mitch's
Yeah.
library. That's one of the few pieces of removal that Mitch has.
Well,
as
yeah,
well.
1 mana Metalcraft exile creature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It usually doesn't happen just because Metalcraft exiles it, but it can tap a creature down, which, like, in me doing testing for Jeskai has been more relevant than I want to admit sometimes.
Just tapping a creature down. Especially when you're in a racing situation,
Yeah.
that can make a huge difference about your ability to close the game out before your opponent.
We're seeing a hanger back for 1 here from Mitch. This is probably just gonna chump block and do its job, honestly. This could probably be a lot better for Mitch, depending on if Sean has removal in hand or not, because next turn Mitch can turn the
hanger back into a 5 or 4. Oh no, it will be a 5/5 because
Yeah.
there are those +1/+1 counters.
and like even if Mitch blocks right now to just preserve life total a bit, you can make the Thopter a 4/4 too.
Here's the Raging Goblin.
Well,
Raging Goblin signed by Ben Wheeler.
yes. So Mitch is gonna take 6 here.
Everybody gets sideways.
Yeah.
I believe Raging Goblin is a 1/1.
Sorry, apologies. Only a 1/1.
Hangerback Walker gonna trade with the Ragavan, so we'll have a 1/1 Thopter token coming.
Sean doesn't care about Ragavan dying here. Like, Sean's gotten so much use out of it already.
Yep.
We go to Mitch's turn here. The small life tracker has not been updated, but Mitch is keeping it
Keeping
On-
track of it in his favor.
on his life pad.
Yeah, he did just take 3 there, so he should be at 15.
Yes.
Here is a Prismatic Ending gonna go after the Goblin Guide. Goblin Guide gonna go away. Now Sean will be able to turn the Thopter into a 4/4 and crunch in.
Just seeing Mitch make the artifact a 4/4. This is gonna help a lot with trying to preserve Mitch's life total because Mitch is at 11 actually. Sean just down to a Raging Goblin in 4 lands with Not a lot we can see. I believe that was a Mog Fanatic as a white border card, but this is probably where we're going to see Mitch start to turn the corner, where you just have a lot more synergy-based draws that are going to benefit you a lot more than a 2-2 that gives your whole team haste. I cannot tell what that card is. But we do see a Mog Fanatic come down.
That card he just cast, I believe, is the Lord from the Brothers' War. I mean, let me check real quick.
Blake's gonna go check that real quick for y'all. This isn't notable right now, but Mitch does have 2 artifact lands and has 4 artifacts on the battlefield.
That is a Grenzo.
Oh, that is a Grenzo from Conspiracy.
Yeah.
So that's going to put even more pressure on Mitch right now, but did decide to untap the staff this turn, which I'm expecting something quite gross to come down here, but we haven't been able to see what all is in Mitch's hand.
Blackstaff going to turn the indestructible land into a 4. Oh no, that's not the indestructible. It's
yeah.
just an ancient den.
Yep.
Those old bordered artifact lands get me.
It probably doesn't help. They all have different art as well. That has confused me a couple of times too.
What is with the Pokeball on top of his deck? Oh, it's his Blackstaff trigger.
Okay.
So you can choose to not untap the black. You can choose to not untap the Blackstaff.
Yeah. And Mitch is just kind of in defense mode here. Like, Sean has been going wide, but yeah, we're...
Mog Fanatic gonna take out the Thopter token. What does Enzo do when it connects?
You can go to target creature,
Okay.
or you can exile the top card of an opponent's library and you can cast it. Like, it's kind of another Ragavan.
It's kind of Ragavan. Sean,
Mitch,
everything gets sideways.
Like, I was talking to Mitch about this after our games as well. He doesn't really mind if you start Ragavaning his deck. Like, it doesn't really do much for you, and...
Right. He's not looking for specific cards usually. It's just like a critical mass of things.
Yeah. Well, we're going to see a Swords come down after blocks for the Grenzo.
So he gets to block, take out the Warren Instigator, and then tap the Ancient Den for mana to eat the Grenzo.
Yes.
Wow.
And I believe that Mountain is Sean's only card in hand.
Yep, Sean left with just a Mountain in hand. Going to be forced to pass back here. Misty Rainforest is going to... Or sorry, Marsh Flats is going to get sacrificed.
So Mitch is probably just finding a Hallowed Fountain. Or just basic plains. Right.
Yeah, Sean does have Price of Progress and Blood Moon both
Sean
in his
is still
deck,
on
so...
both.
Sometimes, when you're playing these multicolor decks, just playing a 3-color deck today, your deck lets you play around Blood Moon and Price of Progress, but sometimes you just don't get that luxury.
Yes.
So I played a game, round 3 was against Red Deck Wins, and my deck was very nice to me, and I just got to play 5 basic lands, or search for 5 basic lands throughout the beginning of the game, and just strand the Price of Progress in his hand. Still died to a Fire Blast, but I tried.
It happens.
Oh my goodness.
We forgot to do the stickers at the beginning of the game.
We forgot to do the sticker sheets. Sean does have blank Goblin in his deck, so. Let's see. I heard Guacamole Goblin today. I heard, what else did I hear? I think I heard another one. Guacamole Goblin was weird.
I believe Sean had it set up so that he can't hit anything other or lower than 4. Like, it's only 4.
Yeah,
And
it
up.
always nets you at least 1 mana, I believe.
2, 4,
Here's
Steel
a Steel
Overseer.
Overseer. Sean is going to have to draw something very, very good in order to get out of this. Let's see, a Price of Progress will do 6. So he's just going to leave the 4/4 Ancient Den back here on defense. I saw the Surge Goblin. This guy.
Yep. I believe this is Bushwhacker. Yeah, that's Bushwhacker.
That's the Surge Goblin. It's
that's
from
the other one.
it's from Oath of the Gatewatch. It's the
It's-
one that has Surge. It's a goblin. It's a goblin Bushwhacker.
It's the other part
but
of 8-Whack.
Yeah.
But Sean really will probably need to start worrying about the Steel Overseer. Now he's just passing. And we're seeing an unlicensed Hearst from Mitch.
Bodies in there. Yeah, this Steel Overseer is going to get out of control pretty quickly. We can start exiling cards with the unlicensed Hearts, crewing it to put even more counters on it with the Steel Overseer. Yeah. So this is kind of what I was talking about. Mitch is able to just kind of sit back and play defense, and these creatures are just going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger every turn, and then eventually Sean will just not be able to do anything. Here's an Ardos, Cobbler of War.
This card has been notoriously difficult for Melee to recognize.
I actually talked to Brad yesterday, and he fixed it.
Okay.
So she does work in Melee now. Can confirm. I messaged Brad on Discord, and he got back to me almost immediately. So that was nice.
Since the Hearst get rid of Ragavan and who really cares? Like, Sean isn't playing Black Red Goblins. It doesn't really matter what his graveyard is.
So the Ancient Den will crew the unlicensed Hearst, and then Steel Overseer is going to put a counter on everybody.
Yeah. It's just going to start to really go wide and tall here. Like a 5/5 is very hard to deal with.
Yeah. Do the tokens that Ardos make can those tokens block? I can't recall.
I believe so. I think they're just normal 1/1s, but I think they're similar to like the Adeline trigger where they come in tapped and attacking.
Oh yeah, perhaps.
I'm usually not familiar with goblins because I just kind of point whatever lightning bolt at it as soon as it hits the table.
Yeah, she gives all creatures haste, right?
Yeah.
All your creatures when they enter the battlefield, they gain haste.
Mitch's board is just large
It's
right now.
gonna be very, very hard for Sean to push through anything, especially now that these things are out of Fury and Pyrokinesis range.
Yeah.
Well, we might be able to clear the Steel Overseer out of the way if it doesn't get too much bigger, and then maybe we can use something like an Abrade to take out one of the other ones, probably unlicensed Hearst, and maybe go from there. I suppose the Abrade probably taking out the Black Staff might be pretty good.
I'd imagine so.
And then if we can clear up that Steel Overseer, we might still have a chance. Mitch is running low on cards in hand. Here's 4 mana. What's it going to be, an Urza? It's Lodestone
Big
Golem.
loads. This is gonna really try and drop the elbow on Sean here.
Yeah. I think it might be safe to start getting in. Nope, he's just going to pass back. Really respecting that. Like I said before, a Price of Progress deals 6 here. And then, if any one of these goblins gets in for a few more, it would just be lights out.
Yeah, like Mitch has to respect the burn right now.
Yep.
And like this situation really sucks for especially as the artifact deck, just because you really have to start putting on pressure soon. Especially because Sean is at 22 life. But you have to just be able to play super cautious. And I
Right.
think that's what we're gonna just
If,
have to
yeah,
see for
if
the next
Sean
few
if
turns.
Sean top decks a Goblin Recruiter here, we could see this game end next turn. So
Yeah.
here we're cycling a
Gem
Gym
Palm
Palm
Incinerator.
Incinerator.
We're gonna tap Steel Overseer in response. Make Lodestone a 6/4. And yeah, Hearst is not a creature right now. But that will save Lodestone Golem. Sean has a follow-up.
Does Lodestone Golem have first strike, or is it just the?
It's just the
the
non-artifacts.
The amethyst.
Yes.
I was thinking maybe that it had a first strike.
No, it's a very good card, but like it honestly not having keyword has been the reason why like me and a lot of the other like artifact deck players have strongly considered not playing it other than Mitch, just because it doesn't matter for this.
Mitch's deck is more of an aggro deck.
Yeah, and like you don't care about it because most of your spells are artifacts.
Yeah.
I think we're seeing Mitch's upkeep, and he's thinking about switching the Waterdeep Staff, but no, just decides not to. He's gonna see an 8.
I completely forgot that the. Oh no, that was Ragavan that exiled the dispatch there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Aether Spellbomb's gonna help a lot. Like Mitch is running low on cards in hand, and this is gonna help him stabilize as well on
He
board.
is getting in there with the 6/4 Steel Overseer.
And this can go up to a 7/5 with the Steel Overseer if Mitch wants to, but
Sean's
no.
just going to take it, it looks like.
Hi, Derek. No, Hearst was not a creature. Mitch is probably just going to be holding back on crewing it until absolutely necessary, like just because his life total is so low.
That is a flame something charger. Flame break charger, flame something charger.
I made the joke about it not mattering what the goblins did, but like
sometimes it does. So I always tell
Yeah.
Sean I hate commentating on his deck because I don't know the names of any of the cards. Although at this point I have commentated on his deck enough that I am starting to learn the names of the cards.
It definitely doesn't help that like a lot of these better goblins have been printed in the last few years, and it's just like, oh, it's a 2 mana 3/2 that blows up an artifact.
Yeah.
And it's like, cool. I get to cut
A lot
my
of
1 mana
redundancy in here.
1/1.
He is getting aggressive. Everybody gets in. Everybody's in the red zone.
Yeah. I think we're just trying to see Sean force Mitch to do something here. I don't know exactly what else Sean has in hand.
A desperation attack, if you will.
Okay. Yeah, this does force Mitch into blocking, and I believe Steel Overseer is a 3/3 right now. But we're seeing 4.
4 mana to channel. Is that channeling an Ottawara?
Yeah, that is Odawara. It's going to be bouncing one of the goblins. And then we're seeing the
Reckless Bushwhacker and Ardo's going to hit the bin.
Yeah. Mitch only goes to 7, but this is pressure.
Steel Overseer is now going to put a counter on everybody.
So Sean might be just banking off drawing a price.
No, he didn't. He did not put a counter on the unlicensors. It was not a creature. Yeah, I mean, if he can get him to 6 and draw Price of Progress, I don't really think there's much that Mitch can do about it. You got to play to your outs, right?
Yeah, and like Sean has a non-zero amount of burn. Like it's not a lot, but Sean has some.
Yeah, it's not just Price of Progress. He's got Bolt. He's got what else does he have?
I believe
He's got Goblin Grenade.
yes, and I believe he was on shock for a little bit, but I can't speak for certain, but I believe he's on Twin Shot Sniper as well now.
Yeah, Twin Shot Sniper seems very, very good. It looks like Mitch is going to take this one down.
Yeah. Lodestone being a 8 power creature is
Steel
pretty
Overseer.
rough.
Steel Overseer made that an insurmountable offense and defense.
Yeah.
So we will check on our other semifinal match and see if and who we're going to see in the finals with Mitch. We'll be right back. I am an idiot. that was only game 1. It has not been a super long day, but it's been a long day.
Yeah, we've been here since, well, most of us have been here since 10. And if you're not on Central, it's now 5:30.
It's not been a super long day, but
It's been 7.5 hours.
next weekend on Saturday, starting at 10 a.m., we've got live coverage of the Old Cranky Man Modern Qualifier. Tune in for that here on Twitch. The Old Cranky Man channel is now affiliated. You can subscribe to the channel using your Amazon Prime. Get access to our sweet, sweet emotes. Head on over to the Old Cranky Man Collectibles YouTube channel for all kinds of content. We got a podcast up on there. We got a variety of formats, gameplay videos, some fun stuff up there too. Old Cranky Man Collectibles at YouTube. Looks like Sean is resolving a mulligan here.
Mm-hmm.
I did see his first 7 had a blood moon in it.
Yeah. I mean, Blood Moon's good in this matchup, but
I actually think
it's
Blood
not
Moon is
greatest.
like not very good in this matchup. So it does turn off certain things like Urza Saga, for example, or
Yes.
Mishra's Workshop. It does turn off certain things, but it doesn't change the layer on them. So they're still artifact lands.
Yeah.
They're just mountains. So like the best part of those lands isn't that they're multicolored or whatever, it's that they're artifacts.
100%.
And Blood Moon doesn't do much there, so
Yeah, like it's not it's not like just stonewalling Mitch there, but it can make, especially early draws, a lot more difficult for Mitch to play to the board. But
this is a turn 1 gamble.
that is a gamble.
What do you think he's gonna get?
I mean, depending on hands, like I've seen Sean go for Muxus just a number of times.
Just get Muxus?
Just to guarantee it.
I bet he's gonna get Goblin Recruiter.
I wouldn't hate that either. I don't think we got to see any of Sean's hand, but one of those two is gonna do a lot of work.
Sean's deck is so on brand. It's like everything about it is very goblin-y.
Definitely. Also, just for those at home, we are only streaming the top 8 today, but we did record games.
Yes,
of
the
each
entire
round.
the entire tournament was recorded and will be uploaded to YouTube in VOD form later this week.
You get to see me doing the tournament tradition of scrubbing out on the camera match again, which, if you were here for that first tournament, unfortunately the VOD did get saved, but that's probably for the better. You don't need to see me getting double crater hoofed in a mono white match.
Double Crater Hoof?
There were a couple of Mikaeus's and Akroma's wells against me. Granted, I was on a pile of a teamer mid-range deck, but those cards definitely just murdered people.
That's funny.
But this time, for a small spoiler, you get to see me facing Omniscitive, which I was considering bringing a similar deck today, but I'm usually more of the creamer type of person instead of Omniscitive. That's a sharpshooter
Yeah,
getting
that is
discarded.
that is a goblin sharpshooter got discarded to the gamble there. So I have a feeling that is not what he went and got out of his deck. So
Probably not.
lucky he got to keep it there.
We've seen a mock
We'll see a
start.
fast start here. Here's a Zabaz.
This says many words on it, but
Yes, so Zabaz is a 2/2 flyer.
Yes.
Or no, it is
1/1.
modular 2, right?
Or-
Or modular 1.
yeah, it's a modular 1.
It's a modular 1-for-1, and then
Yeah.
it also says modular triggers an additional time.
Yes.
So it is effectively a 2/2 flyer for 1.
Yep.
This is what we should have Ryan put in his deck. We were talking about a colorless 2/2 for 1.
It does have a white sacrifice ability and a red sacrifice ability
Yeah.
as well, but we're just gonna see it iterated.
I have to message Ryan in Discord now and tell him.
Mitch doing an end of turn Enlightened Tutor. Oh, funny story about the Enlightened Tutor. Actually, in Game 3, there was a Cap Cannoneer on the field, and I was heavily, he's just getting Urza Saga. He's boring.
He's boring.
I was considering getting a Dress Down to try and get rid of Cap Cannoneer, but I did not draw in any exile removal to try and get around it. So I just decided to do something else, and I almost got there. But as you can see, Mitch is on camera, and I'm in the booth.
Love to see it.
Yeah. I actually did talk about Mitch, and he said, "No, I just play this to get Urza Saga. That's the only reason." Fair. It's a pretty good Magic card. Seeing Urza Saga come down and pass. Oh, Sean is on a bit of a slower start this game. We've really only seen a couple of... Oh, there's Recruiter.
There is the Goblin Recruiter. So Mitch gonna need a way to break this up. Otherwise, we will see another... I guess we're a turn behind here, so it'll be a turn 4 combo. What kind of stuff does Mitch have? I think he's got quite a bit more interaction and removal than the Naya Initiative deck did have. Of course, he's got swords. We saw a prismatic ending in game 1.
Mm-hmm.
The dispatch, although he would need affinity metalcraft rather,
Yes.
to make that work.
Aether Spellbomb as well, which can disrupt at a certain point.
Aether Spellbomb will break it up. I don't know that he is playing Solitude or Subtlety. Actually, Subtlety doesn't actually break it up, does it?
It doesn't.
You just put it on top. Then do it again. Maybe he doesn't actually have that many ways to break it up.
Yeah, Mitch has some ways of breaking it up. But Sean is just going to kind of force Mitch to have it right now. And, I mean, I don't know what the rest of Sean's hand is, but I'd imagine this is just, I'm going to play this out, and this will kill you, or I'm going to do something else.
So just like before, he's got what looks to be Kiki Jiki, Skirk Prospector, Conspicuous Snoop, Mog Fanatic. What are these other 2 cards?
I think the one we can't really see would probably be Torch Courier, and I believe that was the Goblin from New Ravnica that can sack to destroy an artifact. Because that was the Secret Lair one.
That makes sense. So he will be able to make all of his Snoops and then use them to repeatedly disenchant.
Yeah.
All of Mitch's board, whatever it may be at the time.
Yeah. Then
that seems like a good addition.
Yeah, and I believe Ryan stacked it so he can get that one earlier, just to try and disrupt Mitch as well. And again, Mitch is ahead on game here, but Sean just has to kind of force his opponent to have it right now.
And in our other match, it sounds like Travis Wilcoxon will be advancing to the finals. So we may have a thrice repeated mono white aggro champion. Travis Wilcoxon, just a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, that deck is very hard to interact with profitably. It definitely doesn't help that D&T has gotten a lot of tools, and if any of you people did turn into the Yellow Jacket finals a few months ago, D&T did take it down there as well.
Yep.
Granted, Travis is not on exactly D&T, but
it's very close. They can do similar-ish things.
I can't remember what this card is called, but I believe it's Rebel Master or something along those lines.
Yeah. So 1 sack, destroy target art. Colorless. Is it colorless permanent?
I believe it might just be an artifact, but it could be colorless permanent as well. I believe it is.
No, it's not the one that I'm thinking of. The one that can kill Eldrazi.
Okay.
What is that card called? I cannot remember. No, this is something else, though. You are right.
But yeah, we're just gonna see it. We're just gonna see Sean try and get rid of the Mox, I believe was the target.
Yep.
And yeah, we're gonna see Mitch make a construct and pass. So Mitch has
I'm curious. I'm curious how
now.
how did he sack the recruiter to do that?
He plays the Kenzen, and then the other goblin is sacrifice a goblin.
Oh, okay. Sacrifice a Trash Master.
Trash Master. Yes.
Goblin Trash Master. Okay.
Yes, Danny DeVito. I've completely blanked
Danny
it.
DeVito. Trash. Oh, that's too funny. It's Danny DeVito.
Yeah. So Mitch is a little color starved right now. We're seeing that he already had his Mox Sapphire taken out, and he is searching with Urza Saga right now, but Mitch only has a Plains and a Inkmoth Nexus.
Yep, and then he's got the 2 constructs, which would be 2/2s, right?
They'll probably be a 3/3.
Oh, right. Once he resolves the trigger, they will be a 3/3.
Yeah. Sean is in a pretty good spot right now. Unless Sean miraculously, completely borked the stacking of Snoop, but I don't think there's a wrong way to do that right now.
It looks like he just got Aether Spellbomb off of the Urza Saga, so that is a way for him to be able to break up the Conspicuous Snoop combo.
And Mitch might have drawn a untapped blue source, which can help, but
Yep, and one of these constructs will be able to get sideways here, I think.
yes.
I don't know at this point if there's any point in holding back a blocker, since we won't be. Is he holding an Embercleave? Does Sean have an Embercleave in his hand? Let's fucking go! He just flashed his hand there, and I swear I saw an Embercleave.
I mean,
screw Goblin Recruiter. It is an Embercleave! Goblin Recruiter, Conspicuous Snoop. Let's kill him with this. Oh man, I love that. I love that deck. The mono red Embercleave Torbrand deck. That deck was so fun to play. Whenever there's a mono red deck in Standard, I always like to jam it. But that mono red deck in particular was just a lot of fun to play. Robber of the Rich, Torbrand, Embercleave.
Yeah.
That deck was fun.
I know it was a little broken, but I did really enjoy ramming up red when it was in Standard.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it was broken. I think that's just more or less a testament to how terrible the format was. When you have to ban a land that is basically a shock, and you have to ban a 3-mana first striker, your format's probably not very good to begin with.
I believe we're seeing Trashmaster attempting to destroy the
so this is
right now.
This is a solid line, right? It stops his ability to break up the combo, and I think this is probably just lights out.
Most likely. This is forcing Mitch to interact unprofitably on his own turn. And
Yeah, we'll probably just see this either spellbomb gets cycled here.
most likely. Yep, just seeing Mitch draw a card from Spellbomb.
So I think does Mitch have Force of Will in his deck? Okay, well you've seen this once before already. Here is a Conspicuous Snoop. There's a Torch Courier. No, not Torch Courier. Yeah, that's Torch Courier. Torch Courier gonna give Snoop haste. Here's a Skirk Prospector.
Casting Prospector.
Skirk Prospector gonna come down. Here's a Kiki Jiki.
Yeah.
Mitch is gonna scoop him up. We're gonna go to game 3 here. Yeah, align with the Trash Master. Pretty solid. Exactly what it was that he needed to do to be able to break it up, and was able to work it out and get it done. Game 3 coming right after this. And we're back. You saw that just there. Yes, that is the Old Cranky Man Championship Sword. Players playing in this tournament earn points to qualify for the Old Cranky Man Collectibles Canadian Highlander Championship, an 8-man tournament at the end of the year where first place gets a custom sword. Sean on a mulligan to 5 here.
And Mitch kept a 7.
Mitch kept 7?
Yeah. Mitch had a pretty reasonable 7. That's an Emery. That's an Emery. It's a new storybook for AIM-1 from Marks of the Machines.
Yeah, my 30th anniversary countdown cat had a foil Emery in it, and I haven't put it in a deck yet, but I absolutely will at some point in time.
So I did get to peek at both players' hands. Sean did have a Snoop in hand, which
Oh, nice.
it can be good, but without the recruit line, it can just be a little awkward.
Yeah, as long as he's got mana, it does generate card advantage, right? Because
Yeah.
it's basically in this deck where you're playing like 30 plus goblins, it's like basically like what do you call that card?
Future Sight.
Yeah, a future sight. Just lets you start playing cards off the top of your deck.
Mitch getting to play a Master
Yeah,
of
here's a
Ethereum
Master of Ethereum.
It's going to be rough.
So Master of Ethereum currently looks like 3/3.
Sean has the Mox.
Is that a Mog Raiders?
I think so.
Is that what the 1-mana creature has? Here's a Conspicuous Snoop.
And that's Goro Goro on top of the library. Did Sean take
100 card hero. Thank you for your sub. We really appreciate that.
Thank you, Jeremiah. Thanks for giving Blake and Stefan $5. And now you have some emotes.
Yeah. Why did he take Tiro? We haven't attacked yet. Maybe they just didn't get it corrected. Yeah. Okay. I think that was left over from last game.
Okay, probably.
So Sean had a pretty quick combo there, and Mitch didn't really get a chance to do any damage to him. So, that was just the remaining life total from the last round. You didn't sub. My Twitch bot says you did, liar. Yeah, we were wondering why Sean was at 18, which he was not. That was just the life total left over from last game. Life totals are correct as you see them now. The game is 20-17.
And Mitch just fetched with a Arid Mesa for just the planes. And 4.
The bots are taking over. There he is. Urza, Lord High Artificer. Gonna come down, gonna make a construct, gonna turn all artifacts into Mox Sapphires. Card is just busted. Like, this is the reason why you play these kind of artifacty mid-range decks.
Definitely. Like I've joked about this being a 4/4 make a construct, but and like it eats a removal spell, but like this card does so much work.
Yeah, I have cast it in Modern a few times. Not the way that you think though. So I play Urza Lord High Artificer in Mono Blue Tron.
Okay, yeah.
It's very, very fun.
And we're seeing the Shadow Spear come down.
Wow, what a game. Both players they've both put up like quite a bit of power onto the battlefield. Let's see how deep Conspicuous Snoop can get into here. That is a what is this goblin? I should know what this goblin is.
Is that Goblin King?
It is Goblin King, yes. So this is the 2/2 that makes them cost 1 less and gives them haste, right?
No, this is the +1/+1 in Mountain Walk.
+1/+1 in Mountain Walk.
Just gonna
Yeah,
keep going back.
Snoop did a really, really good job of undoing the mulligan.
I'm gonna keep going back to the joke of all the goblins do the same thing, but the goblin lords are all slightly different.
Yeah.
Like this one gives Mountain Walk, one gives haste, one just reduces, one reduces and gives haste.
Yeah, in spite of Mitch doing some pretty busted stuff, Sean has quite the board over there. He's got 3 3/3s and a 2/2. And another 2/2.
It usually doesn't come up, but if we see, I don't remember if Mitch was playing any of them or not, but if we see the initiative introduced and Sean takes it, Goro can start making 5/5s. But
Oh, this is the Goro that makes dragons?
yeah,
Blech.
but we will have to see a modified creature,
Oh, wow.
which Sean has.
So what is it?
Yeah.
Is it how much mana is it to make a dragon?
I believe it's either 4 or 5.
I think it's 4.
But yeah, we're just gonna see the construct.
Construct's going to pick up the Shadow Spear here. 3 mana come in, or 2 mana come in.
That's Steel Seraph. Oh,
So it's 3
that's not
mana.
good.
Yep. Steel Seraph. So this is a 3/3 lifelink.
Yeah, it's a 3/3 flying lifelinker.
3/3 flying lifelink
And it,
for 3.
at the beginning of combat, it gives another creature you control flying, lifelink, or vigilance.
What?
This card is not okay.
Seems absurd to give this construct flying. Sean's deck not very good against flying.
Yeah. Or no, Mitch is giving it vigilance. And this is just going to be. I believe that was 7.
It's absurdly big, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I believe that's 7.
Yep.
That's a 7/7 trample lifelink vigilance creature.
Build your own Caldra complete.
Okay, thank you, Luke. It has 5 for Goro. I don't think Sean is. Unless Sean Emperor Cleaves, I don't think we're seeing any dragons come down.
Oh, he is very interested in getting rid of this construct. Who can blame him?
Yeah. Yep, Mitch realizing the Lord over there. I hate walking with the Snoop either. Like, it's done its course and you're not
Right,
comboing
it drew him 2 cards.
Yeah.
And now it's gonna trade with this construct.
I wouldn't hate keeping it around for maybe another turn, but because you are drawing a mountain, but I don't know. I don't hate just throwing it away either. I don't think Shawnee.
Oh, he has 7 artifacts plus the +1/+1. So this is an 8/8.
Okay, it's an 8/8.
It's an 8/8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does matter though that Sean has 2 lords, the one from Diamond Area United and the Goblin King. I believe that's why he's just triple blocking here. And yeah, Mitch is just going to kill Gorgoro and the Snoop. It might.
Why is the top card getting exiled? What are we doing?
What are we doing?
Why did we exile the top 2 cards?
Oh, it's from the Horde Master. I believe it's whenever a goblin dies, you exile a card and you can cast it.
Oh, sick. Oh, this is the Lord from Brothers War.
Or
Dominaria United. Is that a price of progress that got exiled?
That's a mountain and a price.
Oh! Good thing Mitch is at a nice healthy life total.
Horde Master, yes. We're just going to see the Master of Ethereum, then pick up the Shadow Spear and just passing it back.
So price of progress just deals 6 here, I think, right? I see an island in the plains.
2, 4, 6 with the Inventor's Fair, yeah. So I do like Mitch's attack last turn too. Like, you have essentially 2 card structs with the Master of Ethereum.
With the Master, yeah.
Mitch also did just go to 25, so like
Steel Seraph, just absurd, right?
Yeah. In Brothers War Limited or Sealed, I opened that and Phyrexian Flesh Gorger.
Gross.
And I got to get Phyrexian Flesh Gorger flying.
Oh, nice.
And both were full size.
I got to kill a Flesh Gorger with a Council Judgment, and I did not have to pay 7, so that was nice.
Goblin come down. Yeah, for King.
I think that's a sharpshooter, yeah.
Sharpshooter.
Oh, you can only cast goblins off of the Horde Master. So the mountain and price of progress are just gone.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Goblin Sharpshooter not going to do much against these very large creatures.
Probably not.
Here's an unlicensed hearse.
Going right into the glare. Just doing a quick artifact count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
He still doesn't have anything in his graveyard that he can cast with his Emry, huh?
Nope. He has a Urza, Prince of Krug, and I think just a bunch of lands.
So it looks like Steel Seraph is going to give Master of Ethereum Vigilance, and then Master of Ethereum is going to get into the red zone. So this is a, what did we say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 with the Shadow Spear.
Mitch is up to 33 now.
Well, I mean, if we get a recruiter, 33 doesn't matter. Oh, the Conspicuous Noob is dead, so...
Yeah. He did have one. He had Smuggler's Copter.
We cannot recruiter. Oh, there was a copter. A Looty Scooty. Looty Scooty in the bin. There's a Sokenzan. So I see Sean's hand here. He has a blank goblin and a Sokenzan, Crucible of Fire. So not looking great. Shadow Spear gonna be MVP this game.
Yeah. It probably won't come up, but Sean doesn't have a way to exile Steel Seraph, which...
Is he pinging his own goblin?
I believe
to try to draw a card with the Horde Master?
Yeah, he's attempting to impulse with the Horde Master. Or impulse draw with it.
Can Sharpshooter even kill your own creature?
I believe so. It's just tap deal 1 to a creature. I'm going to channel Sekenzen here.
Yeah, this is probably better than killing the Raging Goblin. kill the Goblin tokens. Oh, they're not goblins. They're spirits.
Yeah, they're colorless spirits. I mean, go back to what I was saying. Like, even if Sean can kill Steel Seraph, at this point, Mitch can just recast it with Emery next turn, and it will be a 6/5.
Mm-hmm.
And if you thought a 3/3 with 2 keywords was hard to deal with, wait until it's a 6/5.
You just wait. Do the tokens and tokens go away at the end of the turn?
No,
They get to stay
permanent.
around. Nice.
So Mitch going up to 34 from Vendor's Fair. I believe that card that Mitch just drew is the only one that he has in hand, but we got
he
Aether
is hell
Spellbomb.
bent. Here's an Aether Spellbomb.
I have 1 red mana up, and I believe it was 1 or 2 cards in hand.
Urza gonna crew the looter scooter. So I wonder which ability he chose. Did he give it flying? Oh, because this is
Yeah.
lethal. This is just lethal.
Yeah, Mitch is attempting to swing in for lethal here. Yeah, Master is a 9/9 with the Shadow Spear, and Smuggler's Collector is a 4/4 because of Master of Ethereum as well. This is lethal right now. Seeing Mitch draw and discard and light and tutor from the looks of it. Yeah, Sean attempted to kill the goblin, but he can't with the 2 lords, and he's
So,
gonna scoop it up there.
Mitch is gonna pick up this game into that was a really, really good game. Sean had a really deep run well into the cash here. That was amazing. And coming up next is the finals, which is Mitch's blue-white affinity deck versus mono-white aggro from Travis Wilcoxon. We'll be right back. All right, well, we are off and running with the finals. Here at the top of your screen is the 1 seed Travis playing mono-white aggro. He's going to start things off with a snow-covered plains and an Esper Sentinel. Mitch, your 7 seed playing blue-white affinity, just starts off with the
Raffine's
Raffine's
I
Tower.
believe. It's the Esper Triome.
Yes, that is a Raffine's Tower. So, who do you like here? What do you think is going to happen with this?
I think it just depends on what threats are able to land on the field.
Yeah. So, Travis has all of the best removal.
And
In his
lot
deck,
of the
right?
good creatures as well.
And a lot of the good creatures that exile creatures.
Mhm.
So a consistent thing that we've been seeing in Mitch's matchups is that red not very good at killing a 6/6.
Mhm.
White has no problem taking out a 6/6. Here is a Arcbound Ravager. Wow, I haven't seen this card in a long time. I do love to see that.
It is a small thing. It's not going to matter. But Travis did play an Emiria from the new Zendikar.
Yeah.
That's often just a Entreat the Angels.
Yes.
But we are going to see Council Judgment take out Ravager here.
Esper Sentinel going to get in for 1.
And Ravager sacrifice itself just because it's a sacrifice an artifact.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he could sacrifice it to put it back into his bin and not have it exiled.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Island into Dig Site Engineer.
Hey, let's go.
So this is a card Travis is going to need to answer. If you don't know what this card does, I don't blame you. But it's a 2 and a white for a 3/3, and whenever you cast an artifact spell, you can pay 2 generic to make a construct.
Yeah. The card is absolutely absurd, and it gets out of control really, really quickly. Wasteland going to take out Rafine's tower. So Travis's points are Umezawa's Jite, Mox Pearl, and Soul Ring. I am not actually sure what Mitch's points are. I believe it is Mox.
Double Mox
Academy. Umezawa's Jite.
I think that's it, yeah.
Is he just playing 9 points?
I believe so.
Oh, okay. A lot of 9-point spreads here today. People not worrying about playing the 10th point.
Yeah. I talked to a couple people about their lists, and largely the consensus was I'm just going to play what I need and just try and trim as much fat as I can from my list.
Sure.
Most of the time, you don't really need the treasure cruise to dig through time.
Right.
You'll probably be okay without it.
Right. Your recall's your good card. So while we're hanging out here, I just want to let you know that the OCM MTG Twitch channel is now an affiliate. You can use your Twitch, your Amazon Prime to subscribe to the channel.
And yeah.
Portable Hole is going to come down and take out Esper Sentinel.
I was just thinking about it. Yeah.
And Mitch will pay 2 mana to make a construct.
We did get a small peek into Travis's hand. I did see a Solitude in there. But I believe Travis is probably going to hardcast that.
Yeah, Luke just brought up a good point. The blue and the green decks usually find the 10th point, but the other colors don't seem to have good options.
Yeah. That's an Aether Vial and a pass. Travis off to a bit of a slower start here.
Yeah, he's got a Gideon Ally of Zendikar in his hand. The Solitude, it looks like a... Is that a... He keeps shifting in it.
Stop teasing us, Travis.
Yeah. Hold still! Let me get in there. I believe it is the Overload Path, Winds of Abandon.
Yeah.
And
that's the Ozolith from Mitch's side.
What? He was looking for one of these the other day. He was like, why is that card $16?
Commander. If you have to ask why it's worth something, you can just sum it up with Commander.
It is just Commander.
These are quite large. Ooh, that's a Giant Killer.
I love this so much. Giant Killer, gonna take out the construct here. Giant Killer seems very good against Mitch.
Yeah. I'm really happy to see Travis is still on Giant Killer. A lot of D&T must have moved off it pretty quickly, but I'm still a fan of that card a lot.
Yeah, you love to see it. But Dig Site Engineer just replaces the construct with a new one.
That's the Untapped Desert from Amonkhet. It's part of the same cycle as Ramanap, if I'm remembering that right.
Yeah.
And even is that? It got dispatched.
I think it's a Stonehewer Giant.
That is Stonehewer.
Yeah, Stonehewer Giant. Five mana. You can tap it to put an equipment into play. In the last, no, it was 2 tournaments ago. Travis killed me with a Stonehewer Giant.
Gotcha.
It was legendary.
There's a Wasteland hitting Mistress Factory, I believe that is. And
pretty good.
That's the Antiquities War. So Mitch is gonna look at the top 5 cards.
Yeah, just getting way out ahead here. Travis gonna have a really hard time catching up with his Dig Site Engineer, to be honest. Now the Antiquities War going to come down and do its thing. The final chapter of that does...
Everything becomes a 5/5.
Yeah, okay.
Kind of similar to Cyberdrive Awakener.
Wow.
And that's a reality check put into hand from the Antiquities War. Just getting in there for 5. That's 8.
1, 2,
4, 7.
3,
That's 7.
4.
1.
Yep.
6, 7. Yep. Yeah, so Travis is presented lethal here, and I think holding on to I don't know how long ago he drew the Solitude, but holding on to it might have been a mistake.
Side Engineer has gotten basically it's just basically made 2 4/4s, right?
Yeah.
For just 4 mana. Plus it's attacked twice, so that's another 4 damage on top of that. Yeah, I like killing the Dig Side Engineer a long time ago. Perhaps he is just holding off and trying to cast it at rate.
Probably.
To squeeze every ounce of value that he can get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But without the 5th land here, Adeline going to come down. We're going to cast the Giant Killer and pass it back.
Mm-hmm.
So Giant Killer probably on blocking duty here, I would imagine.
Likely.
Adeline also blocks Deck Side Engineer pretty well, right?
Yeah, it's a star 4, which it's just going to be a 0/4 this turn, but Mitch has also getting to draw a card and then go 5 deep for another artifact. Which, if he can then cast and make another construct before combat.
Yep. I believe that last card in his hand is the Winds of Abandon. So if Travis gets up to 6 mana here, he would be able to deal with the entire battlefield that Mitch is able to put together.
Yeah. Just finding a Mox off of the Antiquities War.
Just a Mox?
That's a Flooded Strand, and he's casting Mox. 2 to make a construct.
Out of control. Somebody stop this man. There's Zabaz. He's back!
Make another one.
Make another construct. I'm not sure that we're going to get to overload this Winds of Abandon, folks.
Probably not.
This might just be lights out.
I mean, Mitch probably doesn't know about it. He probably figures if you have something, you'd use it by now. Like,
sure, yeah. Not playing around the Solitude at this point, huh?
Mm-hmm. And, you have 3 constructs.
Gonna scoop them up and go to game 2. Mitch, Dig Side Engineer, really just kind of ran away with that game.
Yeah,
turning every one of your spells into an Urza Lord High Artificer. Turns out it's pretty good.
Yeah, me and Kraft had talked a little bit about it, but I've been super high on Jeskai just because Dig Site just can put so much work in.
Yeah.
If you thought in 2014 when Young Pyromancer could get out of control,
right?
Wait until you see this.
Yeah, Dig Site Engineer is like that with a Red Bull and a line of Coke.
Mm-hmm. I mean, probably not the Red Bull, but how do you feel about it's? I don't know. I kind of want to compare it more to Monastery Mentor, where it's just
oh yeah,
I'm just
that
presenting these growing threats that you have to deal with.
Yeah.
In my deck.
Yeah, and then they get to stay around. So feel free to kill the original problem, but then you have these left over afterwards. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I didn't sub.
That mean then?
I think it's just something. Oh, it might just be signifying that they have Prime.
Oh, is that what that thing is?
Probably.
Interesting.
And Twitch has some icons that appear next to people's names. And
this is best of 3.
It's not always clear. Right, Mitch's going down to 6 here. And it looks like Travis kept to 7. He's at least thinking about it.
I'll be back in a second.
Alrighty, Blake just stepped out for a second. You guys are stuck with me now. Alright, let's see what Mitch can keep for a 6 here. Looks like Mitch is keeping the 6, putting 1 on the bottom. No, that's not flagstones. That is a sun-baked step, if I'm remembering right. Oh boy, we're seeing Mitch go off. Mitch's worktop into Foundry Inspector for a Lotus Petal, crack it for a cranial plating. Oh boy. This is gonna look a lot. This looks very similar to how I died in round 3. Travis is getting presented a very uncomfortable situation. It's a gemstone. Travis is in a tough situation here, unless you have a form of Exxon removal.
Did he start with the Gemstone Cavern?
He did not.
Oh.
Travis just played it. But Mitch got to turn 1 workshop.
Workshop! So that's a cranial plating. What is that other creature?
That's a Foundry Inspector.
Foundry Inspector.
And that's a Weathered Wayfarer
Oh,
coming
so we
down.
got to play Foundry Inspector and then just play cranial plating?
Yeah. Well, he had to crack a Jewel Lotus, or a Lotus Petal for it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I believe that's a Phyrexian Revoker coming down. And it's naming Weathered Wayfarer.
Wah, wah, wah. Awesome.
I mean, unfortunately, I don't think Weathered Wayfarer is going to be seeing many activations anyways. Because Mitch is probably just going to keep 1 or 2 lands.
Cranial plating starts. Cranial plating plus Lotus Petal starts from Affinity. Really, really hard to keep up with, no matter what you're playing.
Yeah, that's a Nykthos coming down from Travis. This deck has a lot of interesting includes. I was talking with some people in chat earlier. Oh, Giant Killer coming down for the Foundry Inspector.
Goodbye.
But yeah, I was talking with a couple people in chat earlier about like what we can call Travis's deck, and like it's not really D&T, it's not really White Weenie. The joke has just kind of been it's just called Death.
Death, yes.
The taxes don't matter; you just die.
Right.
Seen Mitch play a can never remember this one. A Scalding Tarn. Travis is already at 13 on Mitch's turn 3. And Mitch is probably fine. Just, all right. That's an Esper Sentinel. And it's getting cranial plating.
Oh, wow.
So Travis is going to have a real rough time dealing with Mitch's board now. Let's see, what can Travis do to get out of here? 2 mana for a Walking Ballista. And 1 mana. Maybe not. I wouldn't hate just seeing Travis just use Ballista to kill Esper Sentinel right now. You don't really care about the Revoker. And Workshop can only be used to cast artifacts. Which, pretty good. 3 mana for, 3 generic for any artifact is really good, and I've died to it plenty of times, but only for casting and nothing else can definitely put a little bit of a hamper on Mitch's early game plan. Okay, we're just gonna see Travis pass. Just Travis gonna take some time, and assuming that he can kill the Esper Sentinel, that will definitely buy Travis a turn or two. But Mitch is just gonna play Caracas and pass. I believe we're on Mitch's end step. Travis thinking about how he wants to set up his next turn here. Okay, we're gonna see it take out the Revoker, so Travis can go find a land. What Travis finds here that works the best. I just, like, usually we see this thing find a strip mine or a wasteland, but I don't think that really matters now because Mitch has already gotten the use out of the workshop.
What? Wait, what are we resolving?
Travis used a 1/1 ballista to kill Phyrexian Revoker.
Okay.
And he's using Weather Wayfarer to go find a land.
Oh, does Weather Wayfarer search for any land?
Any land, but
Wow.
your opponent has to have more than you.
Aganju looks pretty good here.
Yeah.
And he's gonna go to his turn and untap, and then he's gonna immediately use it again. So, well, how big is this Esper Sentinel? Oh, cranial plating only pumps power, right?
Only power.
So
yeah.
the Aganju will be able to kill it no matter what.
Yeah, and I was just talking about how does Travis want to set up his next turn with Ballista? Like, does he want to kill Esper Sentinel to just not have as much of a board presence and maybe be able to cast some spells, or do you just want to go get your Weather Wayfarer?
Yeah, I like unlocking the Wayfarer here because I mean, not only does it open up this sort of toolbox thing, but it just lets him press forward, right? Like he needs to make land drops.
Yeah. Travis is gonna hold up 3 mana and pass. Let's see. Can we peek into hand? I think that's a Council's Judgment. Hero of Blade Hold.
You'll love to see it. I do love a Hero Blade Hold.
All right, Mitch is just gonna pass, and the threat of the Aganjo is just gonna hold Travis back for a few turns. But
Yeah, I mean, I like preserving the Esper Sentinel for as long as possible.
yeah,
Travis doesn't have much of a board state going on. He's not under tons of pressure. He doesn't need to try to make this game over with.
yeah, and I think Mitch is running a little light on resources. We can see only 2 or 3 cards in hand, but
Yeah.
that's a Recruitment Officer. This is a big get from D&T and Brothers War.
What is the recruitment officer again?
It's a 1 mana 2/1, and you can pay 3 and a white to look at the top 4 or 5 cards, and you can reveal a creature, I believe Toughness or Power 2 or less, and put it into your hand.
Oh, how I miss Savannah Lions.
Hey, how about a Savannah Lions that you can repeatedly record off the guard with? Oh, we're seeing a Mana Tithe come down for Trinket Mage.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
I do love to see this. Mana Tithe in the finals, in game 2, takes care of a Trinket Mage.
And Mitch playing a tap. I believe that's the white-blue bridge, and passing him back.
Weathered Wayfarer gonna go get a land. What's it gonna be?
Notably, Mitch has tapped out of his Caracas this turn, and depending on what Travis has in hand, he might be able to
Take him off the Caracas.
He can probably wasteland it and then play something like an Adeline or a Thalia.
Yeah, Caracas, very, very good Magic card. Super annoying. I hate it when my opponent plays a Caracas.
This is oddly one of the worst matchups for D&T 2 because a lot of your good creatures are legendary, and you really kind of rely on them to stick around. Obviously, not as much anymore because a lot of mono white decks have gotten such good cards like Recruitment Officer and so many more growth threats and just really good ways of controlling the board in the last few years, but
He just picked up his own copy of Krakus, cast the Giant Killer from exile, passed it back. He has got a grip full of cards.
Travis has got to just play it slow and comfortable, and Mitch just hasn't presented another threat yet.
Yeah.
But it's doing it now.
Travis getting to untap with his Giant Killer, which, will start blinding creatures every turn.
That's going to help a lot.
It's going to be very, very good, yeah.
Travis is also just been able to hold up the Iganjo for, since he got it. These Mitch, where were these draws earlier? All right. Prismatic Ending taking down the Giant Killer. Mitch has not drawn another threat in at least 3 turns.
At least not one that he's been able to commit to the board. Spoke too soon. Here's a Lodestone Golem.
I think at this point it doesn't really... this is a 5/3. I don't think the line of text in its text box is largely going to matter right now.
No, but the Caracas can't bounce it.
It can't. This is another threat that Travis can kill with channeling Iganjo, and we're turn 6 or 7. We're almost turn 6 now.
Yeah, it's true.
This Lodestone is going to be a bit of a pain, but it's just late enough that the tax isn't going to matter. Travis thinking about casting something here. Let's see. I apologize, our stream just froze for a second. Oh, no, we're good.
Hello. Yep.
1 mana for a Path to Exile on the Lodestone Golem. It does cost 2 mana, but Mitch is going to draw a card off of it. This is also largely relevant. This is Path as well. If this was Storage, Mitch would have been gaining 5 life up to 24, but... especially at this point, I don't think you mind giving your opponent the other land. You just see a pass back to Travis. We don't largely know what Travis has in hand, but this is getting to the point where a lot of your things can just play multiple roles. We're just going to see Travis play the Iganjo here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If Travis did not play a land, it would have turned the Wayfarer back on, but I think at this point, Travis doesn't really mind. He's already gotten utility and slowed Mitch down quite a few turns. I believe he just tapped for a Ranger of Eos. So 2 cards, CMC 1 or less. I'd assume Travis is going to try and pick up a Mikaeus here.
Yeah, I mean, with Mitch not having too many cards left in his hand, and then
Champion of the Parish and a Hopeful Initiate.
A Hopeful Initiate is going to be very,
Okay.
very good here, right?
Okay, so getting to play both of these is also going to help a lot.
Yeah,
Travis is just going to try and board swarm
The
now.
Champion of the Parish is going to get tall, and then the Hopeful Initiate will start being able to disenchant things. That's going to be very, very good for Travis here.
I believe Travis was also on more of a humans spread of creatures as well. I don't know if he went as deep as Rick, but that would be a hell of a card to see right now.
I've won a lot of games of Commander with Rick.
It wasn't in the finals for the Yellow Jacket one, but Jack did take down a tournament up there with a human spread in D&T, and Rick was said to do quite a bit there. This is also going to largely matter because the Hopeful Initiate is going to get to grow for at least one turn. So Travis is going to have a lot of power on board, but you're going to see a Metallic Mimic into an Ornithopter from Mitch. This is going to help Mitch get somewhat back into the game. It's just a 13, but I don't largely think this matters. Like, White just has a lot of incidental life gain, and Mitch hasn't really presented much of a reason for Travis to need to care about the life totals yet. Let's see here. 3 mana. For a Hero of Bladehold. This is going to do a lot of work. And
Yeah, Mitch is going to
Yeah.
scoop him up here. That board got out of control very, very quickly.
Right, going to game 3 here.
Rick, the premier Goblins pilot of the format. That's Sean. Sean, you are Rick, my man.
Would he be a zombies or a humans pilot, though?
Rick?
Yeah.
Rick would play humans. Michonne plays zombies.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Negan plays humans.
No, Negan plays aristocrats.
Okay, yeah. Oh, that's funny.
So don't get at me. I haven't interacted with The Walking Dead since like the 3rd volume of the comics.
Oh, I know all of the Walking Dead stuff.
It was many years ago.
It was many years ago.
I should get back into those comics. Those were really good though. All right, starting off with 7s.
Yeah, game 3. You love to see it. These have both been very, very good games.
These have been very interactive.
Yeah.
Especially considering how these two decks have just kind of played today.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was expecting more of just this being 2 ships just passing in the night and just seeing Goblin Guides high-fiving each other across the combat field, but like, this has been very interactive.
Looks like Mitch is going to take a mulligan here. You see a Lauren of the 3rd Path in Travis's hand. That's going to be pretty good here, right?
Yeah.
Play and disenchant something.
Mm-hmm. Thinking of the YJ dude. Oh, God. Yeah, I know who you're talking about, Sean. God, what was her name?
Oh, we're talking about a Goblins pilot from Yellow Jacket. Sean, I'm going to repeat this again. You are the premier Goblins pilot, nobody else.
Well, there's been somebody that's playing Goblins like hardcore for like
years,
10+ years.
Yeah, I don't know of this person.
I'm completely forgetting their name, and
it's Sean. Sean's the premier Goblins pilot.
Yeah, Sean's our Goblin guy. Like every meta has at least one Goblin player, and I think that's just a sign that it's a good meta.
Yeah, we were actually talking earlier. The Canadian Highlander meta seems extremely healthy right now.
And especially in this tournament, I don't think we had a single overlap deck.
Oh, really?
I don't believe so.
No duplicate archetypes, huh?
Yeah, I think we might have been the similar because I played Jeskai midrange and you played Jeskai.
Yeah, our lists are very, very different though. Like maybe 50 cards.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not an overlap at all. Just the same color pairing.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't. I didn't actually get a chance to do the full metagame breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
I only have the breakdown of the top 8, and then the people that I interacted with.
So we can see some of Travis's hand. That was a Loran.
But yeah, he does have a Loran.
That's gonna do a lot of work.
Yep, it is.
You can see the prize over there on the side of your screen. It's a Tundra.
That is the Tundra. Yes, these players are playing for Tundra, and everybody that played in this tournament earned qualifier points that will qualify them for the year-end Canadian Highlander Championship. The winner of that will walk away with a custom Old Cranky Man sword. We do have the sword here today. It is sick. If you've watched any of our commercial breaks, you also saw glimpses of the sword in the commercial.
It is also not sharp.
It is not a sharpened sword. If the winner chooses to take it and sharpen it, that's fine. We don't want to have a sharpened sword walking around the store at any point in time.
Also considering how many, and I say this lovingly, how many people in our like general area are just absolute apes.
Yeah.
It's probably a good idea.
Yes, I did get out the sword a little bit ago today, and I was playing with it. So resist.
Mm-hmm. I believe Mitch is down to 5, and he's keeping a 5.
Not what you want to see in a game 3 here, but Mitch's deck definitely does not have a problem recovering from a mulligan.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you play an Urza Saga on turn 1.
Yeah. But Mitch is down to 4 cards in hand now. Against Travis getting to just fly out of the gates.
Oh, wow. What is even...
Whoa! Go to sleep.
Wow!
I was talking about Loran.
That was back-breaking.
I didn't see the soul ring.
Wow. Well, at least it wasn't his only land.
Are we playing Commander?
Wow. Chrome Mox, Plains, Soul Ring, Loran of the Third Path. Take out your Urza Saga. Ancient Tomb going to make 2 mana. Mitch going to go to 18. Here's a Hangerback Walker for 1. Wow, that was crazy.
4 mana.
A Palace Jailer.
Oh no. This might just be over now.
Is Travis going to be a 3-time winner?
Let's see what Mitch draws
We
here.
are going to find out very, very soon.
It's playing a Tundra.
Let's see. What is this guy called? He is
it's the Artisan.
he's an elephant.
Oh, what is this stupid card? This is a commander card, and
Yeah, but it's another it's basically dig site engineer in this deck.
yeah, it's another thing that makes artifacts.
Hang on, let me look him up here.
We'll get back to you on what that is in just a second. But
Travis gonna untap here. He's got 1,000,000 cards in hand.
Travis has a Monarch as well as Mitch being on a mold of 5. Like, I don't see Mitch having more than 3 cards in hand, and Travis has a full 7. And in turn, they drew with Loran. See, both players drew there. Mitch casting a Surge Engine. This is a more recent card from
Surge
Bonus War.
Engine. Oh wow, that's cool.
It's kind of similar to a Figure of Destiny, but
Yeah.
for the artifact decks. And I believe this becomes a 3/2 unblockable on the first step.
Okay, so the elephant is a Lochiel Clockwork Scholar. It's a 3-mana 2/4 that says prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to attacking artifact creatures you control.
That's an even Mind Sensor from Travis.
Whenever one or more artifact creatures enter the battlefield under control, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. So every time an artifact creature comes into play, he draws a card. And it also prevents damage to attacking artifact creatures. So I don't know that Aven Mind Sensor is going to do much here outside of just being a 2/1 flyer.
Probably not.
But
Travis's into an Esper.
Travis's board is just insurmountable at this point.
We're seeing mono white do the mono white thing. And only getting in for 2, which is fine. Because Mitch does have the ability to make the Surge Engine large and trade with something.
Yeah, so Surge Engine, just a 3/2 defender for now. You can pay a blue to get rid of defender, and it said it can't block.
It's it's a 1/1 ballista. I see Mitch make a lose defender.
Yep,
can't
it
be
looks like at
blocked.
the end of the turn he's going to have it lose defender. Now he can pay 3 mana to make it into a 5/4. And then if it's a 5/4, he can pay 6 mana to draw 3 cards. So looks like Mitch is going to attack here, and did he not take the Monarch?
No.
I saw him moving the Hanger Backwalker, and I thought he was.
Yeah. Just so hope Agia prefers to draw something off Shield. Hope Agia could be relevant here though. There's a Mox Opal coming down. Max gonna have to ask Mitch to pay.
Do you pay the 1?
Please always pay the 1.
Do you pay the 1? He paid the 1.
All right, there we go. Players, please take note. Pay the 1. It's not that bad, I promise.
Oh my
We're
goodness.
thinking about doing some. Travis was thinking about blocking, but can't be blocked, unfortunately. Travis is going to take the Monarch and get back the Hanger back, which is
Gonna die.
It's going to explode and
Make 0
nothing.
Thopters.
I wonder if we'll see Mitch sack the Hopi Gaper during Travis's upkeep to try and slow him down some.
I don't love it, honestly. I like having the flyer here.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's okay to trade the Monarch back and forth. What I don't want to do is have Mitch give up some of this board that he's managed to put together with he's overloading a Winds of Abandon.
Oh boy.
So this is going to exile all of Mitch's creatures.
That's probably just game there.
And
Mitch counting up the power. Yeah.
That's going to be it.
Game.
So Travis, now your 3-time Old Cranky Man champion. Today he's going to take home a Tundra. This will also qualify him for the championship tournament at the end of the year. What a match. Unfortunately, Mitch had to, mulligan to 5 there in Game 3 and didn't get to play much of a game, but still a solid run nonetheless.
Definitely. These were great games today.
Yeah.
There were a lot of great games.
Absolutely. So I appreciate anybody who has joined us this afternoon for our Top 8 stream. And head on over to the Old Cranky Man Collectibles YouTube channel to check out all of our content up there. The VODs for the Swiss of this tournament will be up on YouTube later this week, so make sure you subscribe, follow us on here, and we are affiliated now, so you can use your Prime subscription to sub to our channel.
Make sure to click some buttons.
Yeah.
Help with the algorithm. I don't want to be a content creator, but just face roll your keyboard on some buttons.
I love it. So from everybody here at Old Cranky Man and Game Castle in Ankeny, thank you once again. And we are going to send you off with a commercial break. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye.